Hey, welcome back to the Cooking with Artis show. This week we're going to do a dish that is simple and easy because what we're going to be using is store-bought biscuits in a can, and there's a lot of things that you can do that is simple and quick. I know that many of you want quick meals, so what we're doing today with the can of biscuits is we're going to make a pot pie out of the can of biscuits, and also we're going to do a dessert, an apple deliciousness. That's what we're going to call it. But it's a chicken pot pie that we're doing today, and I want to thank each and every one of you that been looking into the points of power. Turmeric last week was our point of power, and we did a live Facebook Live, Points of Power, dealing with turmeric. And I want to thank Mr. Ryan Carter for his information that he put up on turmeric. And check that out. If you expect to have a healthy body, you need to be tuning in and looking at this show each week, because each week we're going to be giving you information that will help you improve your health through cooking. Because see, your health basically in most cases is destroyed by what you put in your body. So with the same token, you can reverse that by what you put in your body by putting healthy things. And I'm giving you some knowledge which we call the points of power that will help you improve your health through little minor changes. So but we're going into the kitchen where today we're going to be cooking chicken pot pie using can of biscuits, simple things that you have around the house. And also we're going to make an apple dessert that we call Deliciousness. So come on, go with me to the kitchen. Okay, this is Cooking with Artis. Today we're going to cook a quick chicken pot pie. I know that we're in the fall, and you want something quick and easy, and basically chicken pot pie is basically a one dish meal. And so here you find that I have my bell peppers, red bell peppers cut up, celery cut up, onions cut up, and also I have chicken part, like chicken breasts chopped. And so what I'm going to do is put all this in a pot here. Well, as you can see, I got it in a pot. And we're going to take our vegetables that we have chopped. Well, take our vegetables that we have already chopped up. And basically put them in the pot with the chicken. And put them in the pot with the chicken. Right. All right, and what we're going to do next is get maybe a half a stick of butter, and throw that in the pot as well. I'm gonna throw that in the pot as well. Moving a little slow today, excuse me. We got that in there. Then we're going to add some water and put it on the stove and let it cook with our season. We're going to put our salt and pepper in it. Okay, here we put the water in our pot with our chicken and cut up onions and red bell peppers and celery, and we got it in the chicken with butter and water. And now we're going to add our black pepper and our salt. I add a salt, liberal amount of salt, not too salty. Got some 5 spice, and we got some cumin, little cumin, a little cumin. And also, of course, our garlic powder we're putting in here. Oops, it's not open. Open and fresh one. Yep, we're putting in our garlic powder as well. You know, whatever your favorite spices is. This is going to be a quick pot pie. And also, while that is cooking, we're going to, as you can see, we got our butter in there cooking with our meat. And we're going to let that cook for maybe about 20 or 30 minutes. We'll see. Okay. And then this other pot, you can see we got our mixed vegetables here. I bought the frozen ones in a bag. I like using frozen opposed to the ones in the can because this way you can control your sodium. So I bought a bag of mixed vegetables, got the carrots, the corn, the peas, and the string beans in it. I wished I would have got the ones with the more diced up carrots, but it doesn't matter, you know. But it doesn't matter. So we got that on, and we're letting that cook, and we're gonna let that cook for about maybe 20 or 30 minutes. We'll see. And we'll move forward, making chicken pot pie, one dish meal. All right. Okay, our chicken is and our vegetables are cooking really good. As you can see, I put everything in one pot. Our string beans and carrots are all in the pot with the chicken. And so what I'm going to do next, you can make your own roux, but this is for you that wants quick, you know, take a can of cream of chicken soup or maybe cream of celery and take part of that can and put in your pot to help thicken your sauce. You know, it's going to make the sauce thicker. As it cooks, it's going to thicken. Maybe depending on how much you're making. And then another thing, you can add as much chicken as you like. Some people like a lot of chicken in their chicken pot pie. I've got quite a bit here, as you can see. I like to have chicken, you know, when I like the taste of chicken. So whatever your favorite, you could add a little bit more of your favorite vegetable to it too as well. You know, some people like a lot of corn in theirs, you know. But I just basically used the corn that came in the bag, you know, the frozen food bag, you know. So our stuff is cooking, and what's going to happen next is going to start thickening, okay? And you should always taste your food. Make sure you have seasoned it properly, you know. Taste it, don't depend on a certain amount of seasoning, you know. Taste as you go. That, I think, makes a very good cook, you know. You taste and see whether you should add a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Okay, moving on a little further. Okay, we got our dish out that we're going to put our pot pie in. So put a little oil in the bottom of the pan and circling it around in there. Okay. And what I'm going to do next is a little simple cheap can of biscuits. And take each biscuit and just kind of spread it, you know, with your fingers or whatever. Kind of, don't have to be neat, because it's going to be kind of, you know, not, it's not about prettiness right now, because once it cooks, you're going to be surprised of the transformation. So we're layering the bottom of our dish, you know, with a can of biscuits. Kind of don't have to be all that neat, but you do want to take the biscuits and, you know, kind of stretch them, you know, you know. You can either have crust on the bottom. It's up to you, you know. I figure this is, you know, maybe this is, you know, it's all up to you, you know, how you want to do it, you know. You can break it.
You know, just a little crust on the side. I don't know how much crust you want. You know, it depends on you. Don't have to be that perfect, you know. Okay, so we got our bottom there. So what I'm going to do next is add my deliciousness chicken that I have cooked. So, ready to pour my chicken, delectable chicken in here. Oh, don't that looks good? Put that in there. Oh, wow. Meaty. How's that? And remember, as I taste it, so we're going to take our biscuit that we, primped and spread it and lay it across. As I said, it don't have to be all neat, all gorgeous and beautiful, you know. Just want to create a top, you know. You got your oven on 350 degrees, you know. So we're primping it, you know. Quick, easy pot pie that the family will love. Easy, quick meal, you know. So there we go. And now we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven. Maybe I'll put one more on there. One more on there. One more. Okay. Okay, we've just taken our pot pie out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. Looking really good. All right. Okay, we're going to dig into our pot pie here. Look at that. All of that deliciousness. All of that deliciousness. Whoa. How about that? You gotta try this. Gotta try it. Okay. I've got some apples here. I've got one Fuji apple and 2 Galops. When I was a kid, and I'm gonna decore these apples here, taking the core out of them. I love gadgets, and this gadget just take the core right on out of this baby. But as I was going to say, when I was a kid, I used to couldn't stand apples. Well, because first of all, my mom, when she would go to the store, she would always buy delicious apples. And I couldn't understand why they called them apples delicious, because they was not delicious to me. And I figured, hey, I was going to be in bad shape, because if they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, I wasn't studying no delicious apples. So later in life, I learned that there are so many different kinds of apples. And the amazing thing is that scientists are constantly crossbreeding apples and coming up even with new apples. And apples with so much flavor. And I mean, I love apples. Okay, this is what you call a mandolin slicer. And what I'm doing, I'm slicing, as you can see, I'm slicing my apples here. We're making a dessert for you too today. And yeah, I would say I was going to be in big trouble, because I did not like no delicious apples. But You got so many apples, so many apples. It's just amazing. Apples. And you got delicious apples. I'm not even going to try to begin to name off all the apples. But what I'm saying today, I'm using 1 Fuji apple and 2 Gallup apples. And these are some sweet apples. If you want to just something to just chew on, get you some Fuji apples or some Gallup apples. They are delicious. I mean, they're good. I don't know. This may be enough for us. Maybe. Well, I'm gonna go on ahead. Yep. So, and then they have this apple that they call a Honeycrisp apple. Now that's an expensive apple. It's very expensive, but it's good. It's very good. It's very good. You know, and it's amazingly all the apples do not taste the same. Okay, we got our apples all cut up here, as you can see here, and we're going to move further. All right. Okay, we have our apple all cut up. So what I'm going to do now is add some sugar to it, and also add some lemon juice, that fresh squeezed lemon juice that I squeezed, and we're going to stir that up in there real good, and add some cinnamon as well. Oops. Stir that up in there. It's looking good. Add some more sugar. Ooh. And we're going to move a little further. Okay? This is yumminess. This is yumminess. Something that will knock your socks off your feet. Woo! My. Somebody say, my. Okay, moving a little further. Okay, I'm taking these biscuits and I'm stretching them and breaking them up in little parts and rolling them up in little balls like. So I'm creating quite a few little balls of deliciousness. So you know, I had to spend a lot of money on biscuits, you know. And making something that the family would enjoy, you know. Quick, easy, simple dish. You know, we had cut up our apples and got them with cinnamon, sugar, lemon juice, you know, and so breaking up these in little balls, you know. And come on here. Yes, we're breaking them up in little balls. Don't have to be perfect. Don't have to be perfect. Just come on. Okay. You want to play with me? You want to play, huh? Come on out of there. So we got it. And we're breaking them all up in little balls, right? And we're going to add cinnamon on them, as well as our sugar. You know. Yep. And so, what we're going to do next is we're going to take our bowl here. We're going to take our bowl here, we got it here. Throw some of the cinnamon balls down in the bottom of the bowl. Our dish, rather, our cooking dish. You know? And kind of layer it a little bit, spread it around. Oh, hope you can see me here. Oops. Adjust the camera. Sorry. And take our apple mixture that we made here. Put that in there. Bunch of deliciousness. You know. Sound like Rachel Ray now. Well, something we've been saying even before Mr. Rachel Ray came on the scene. But what? Put some more little apple balls, dough balls around. And add some more of our apple goodness. Oh, this is looking good, isn't it, people? Can I get an amen? Put some more of our deliciousness, you know. Oh boy. Something that's gonna knock your socks off, okay? Whew. My. Look at here. Look at here. Take the rest of our sugar and just put it in there. You know. And the rest of our deliciousness and just pour it all on there. And what I'm going to do is put this in a 350 degree oven. We're going to throw a few slices of butter across it, you know. Don't worry about how pretty it looks, you know, because it's not about pretty. You know, it's about the after effect on this case, in this case. That's so good. I'm going to put some butter on top of it and throw it in my 350 degree oven. And we're going to see what happened next, right? Stay tuned. Our apple deliciousness have come out the oven. So, it's nice and hot. Got our little bowl here. Dig into it. Oh, look at that. Oh, if you could only hear the crust. Ooh, Jesus. Oh. All you need is a scoop of ice cream. Cooking with Artis. Check me out every week. And make sure you share. Share this with your neighbors, your enemies. And share with your enemies, and you may become friends. Stay tuned for the next episode of Cooking with Artis. Have a blessed day.
4, 3.
Hey, thank you. This is Cooking with Artis. Thank you for joining me today in the kitchen and cooking that chicken pot pie. Simple things that you can use with a can of biscuits. We're going to be bringing you tips on how to cut, you know, your cooking with simple things that you have all around the house. And today we had chicken pot pie, and the chicken pot pie turned out really good. And also we had an apple deliciousness. But this week I want you to remember the point of power is ginger, a very powerful root. Last week was the root turmeric, spice, and it's also a root. This week is going to be turmeric. So you stay tuned this week and you look up ginger and see the benefits of ginger. And this, I'm going to be coming to you this week through Facebook Live with some information on ginger. So thank you. And again, I want to thank my producer and encourage your friends to check out the show. Check us out, you know, because we're bringing information that's going to benefit you. It's going to build up. It's going to nourish your body if you would just take heed. So thank you, and check us out next week with ginger. All right, you have a blessed one.